So I did like one change from the last time you guys would have seen this, and it's up here. This was originally much rounder at the top, like you can see in my concept art over here. But I decided I wanted to push a more distinct shape to give it some more amp to it, and so I decided to go for a crown instead of necessarily a pumpkin. And I think I like how it looked. I still do, I think. I go back and forth sometimes. Like this gem at the top, I think I want to shrink down. But like I like how it looks enough where I'm keeping it. Max volume? Me? Am I at max volume? I certainly don't feel like it. Oh shit, I've got the soft eraser on. Oh. There it is. Your tummy doesn't feel too fantastical, Nashova. Oh my god, no kidding. I swear there's something they put in Bean Boozled to make it so that way they just don't sit right in your stomach. And that just makes it worse. Do you like the long egg one, maybe? Or, because that matches what's there, but I don't think it really looks right up here. I don't know, man. Oh. How do you find Will Smith in the mud? Follow Fresh Prince. Get out. That makes you think the main villain Cog from OG Power Rangers? Oh. Oh, it's not meant to be a villain. It's meant to be a main character. Oh, no. Well, Nashoba, I guess I have to do this. This song's about to end, so I can't really sing to it, but I'll try. It's kind of tapering off. Oh, I guess it's looping once again, so I can kind of go along with it. But I promise it won't be very good, so I'm just gonna try my best. Oops, that goes down. I think I know the Little Goody Two Shoes soundtrack pretty well by now, so I'll have no problem going along with the sing mode. At least I really hope that is the case, because if it's not, then I might run into some issues with concentrating on the art and instead of the singing. But it's fine, I will do my best to fulfill the point, redeem thing. I'm already struggling to keep up with this, but I'll keep on going regardless. I go down again, damn it! How many times can I mess this up? It doesn't really matter because I'll keep on going since I have to do this for 5 minutes. And it's still going. I forgot how long this song is when it loops because it is the title screen. Music for Little Goody Two Shoes, and it's really fucking good. I have generally just sat on the title screen to listen to it before. It's just that good. Now for real, it must be winding down. Ah, there we go. This part is hard to sing along with. This is the part in the beginning where we get Elise's backstory. She's going to recount the tale of her life with her granny, except it's not exactly her telling the story. It's more being told to us in a book format. She was such a cute kid, and unfortunately, she lost it in the course of a hard life spent working for money. What a shame it is that she and the rest of us are the same. Capitalism is the bane of us all. You think you've been here a bit too much, Juice? No, and not enough, because Nashoba hit, like, what, 50 times? 60 before? I don't think anybody can beat him when it comes to the stream streaks, even if he might have lost it at some point. It doesn't really matter, it's fine if he has. I'm just saying that's the record. 55 right now. And this is the part where Elise's grandmother starts fading. She's going to pass. She doesn't regret the choices that she made. Alas, can Elise say the same? Eventually, I will get this curve to look right. Good enough. I believe this is the track for when you speak with Rose and Maureen for the very first time, but also in future conversations with her. Let me double check. Indeed, it is the Sonata of Moon and Wind. It's the conversation version, specifically because there's a better one that's her theme. Are you saying that there's a bit of a delay on the chat because it looks pretty close to me, but maybe I'm just not noticing it update? Yeah, that's pretty quick for when it popped up on the screen between the Twitch stream and the actual chat box I have on Twitch. Sorry, had to mute. Oh, wait, it's been 5 minutes. I actually had an extra minute. There we go. All right, there you go. Thank you, Nashoba, for the sing mode redeem. I hope that was amusing to you. Even if I really was just talking about Little Goody Two Shoes the whole time, it's fine. This is what you guys are here for. More yapping. Hi, Zax. Welcome in. Thank you for the Hydrate redeem. Delicious water. I've been going through like 2 or 3 water bottles a day because I'm still coming off that flu I had, but like it's to the point where I'm no longer even really that congested. I probably sound pretty bad right now because I just blew my nose, but like before that I was totally fine. I was running up and down stairs, packing stuff, blah blah blah, to the point of like, no, I don't want to do any work anymore. Bleh. I'm gonna go stream. But my husband is not like me. He's not the type of person where he can just like turn it on and perform at any point in time, you know? It does drain him to be on these streams. He's not like me where I come away from it like, yippee, wahoo, I had so much fun, I could keep going, really, you know? So I couldn't make him do Hatoful Boyfriend. Alas, I'll have to just save it for when I get back. I hope you guys remember what we're doing when I go back to Hatoful Boyfriend. We're gearing up for the final route of that game. The Deep Lore route. It's gonna be a fun time, damn it. engage on this like 15-year-old dating sim about pigeons with me. Bleh, I stream. I do stream, hello! How are you tonight? I know it looked like I wasn't going to. I was busy packing and taking care of things for my upcoming vacation, and then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. Bleh, bleh. Ew, gross. Packing, bleh, yeah. You got you a peach favorite ramen? Nice, Axe. I normally can't find those, like, just specifically ramen in general, but like oftentimes when they do have ramen, it's like the default flavor, maybe like an orange or a grape, and that's it. Not the peach. You're stuck at work, Em? Oh no, that blows. Are you closing tonight then? Never a fun time. I hope that you're not opening tomorrow, right? Right. They're not making you clopen, right? The bastards. Sorry, I have very strong feelings about retail and their scheduling habits. Just one more hour? Okay, that's not bad then. Do your best, Am. Don't get in trouble for listening to me, but fight, fight, win! Ganbare, ganbare! There's a website called Asian Food Grocery that carries ramen. Yeah, but then you have to like special order it, and I can't justify special ordering soda when ramen isn't even like my favorite soda, you know? There's a marketplace near here called Mitsuwa where you can find all kinds of neat stuff like seaweed snacks. Ugh, I wish we had any sort of like Asian grocer around where I live, but the closest one for like an H Mart that used to be all over the damn place where I grew up, nah, that's like an hour away from me now. There are smaller Asian markets near where I live, but those are still like 30 minutes away from me instead of an hour. You've seen the regular default flavor ramen and the strawberry one at the store. I think melon is another one that I see pretty frequently. I think it really just depends on the flavor tastes of whoever's ordering it, honestly. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. I just kind of like remember, oh, that's a pretty color on the bottle, you know? And I proceed not to get it 9 times out of 10. Because, like, I will be that bitch and say like, ramen isn't that good. These are bugging me, so I'm gonna redo them. Ugh, this is Freya's theme. She's so cute. Freya, I love you. I love Lebkuchen more, but I still love you, Freya. You had melon once, but in a world market hours away from you? No. The curse of living out in rural areas. We get fucking nothing. Alright, hang on. Hang on. I'm gonna just shift myself up a little bit, because I feel like, yeah, I like the use of that space more. I keep on meaning to update the layout, because, like, I was informed that the clovers cover the chat, which was something I was aware would happen, but it is annoying now that it's been pointed out to me, like how much it covers of the most recent line. So what I've been intending to do has been to fill that space with the same color that I use as the background color of the chat, and then shrink the size of the chat down so it kind of makes like a faux border that the chat is like kind of encased in for the box, but without being a proper line border. It's just extra spacing, effectively. But I keep forgetting to do that because I'm doing so many fucking things recently. Oy, it's fine. It's cool. It's good. Back fresh out of high school, you worked at a grocery store, and at one point they scheduled you for a 7-hour, 45-minute shift, and they reprimanded you for taking a 20-minute lunch break instead of 15-minute because you didn't work long enough for a lunch. Yeah, Zax, that sounds like fucking retail. They're just like that. I'm so sorry. The bastards don't deserve a single cent that goes to them, and yet here they are. 2009, y'all. Haha. Trust me, as somebody who was working retail, like, right up into and shortly after COVID hit, it's still like that. Like, it depends on the place that you work. Obviously, some places are better about it than others, but it's still like that. They've got rules for all sorts of things. You can't sit down on the counters or on anything really because we don't have any fucking chairs in the store. You can't even lean because you'll get the counters dirty. If you can lean, you can clean. And I was that type of person at the time where it's like, oh, I was promoted, so I should also be doing that because that's what my boss does. No, asshole, idiot, moron, me. No. You're also contributing to the toxic workplace culture. Don't do it. But alas, I cannot stop past me from being a bootlicker. Don't worry, she's learned her lesson after getting out of retail. And by she, I mean me. I've learned my lesson. Never again. Fuck retail. Get me out. By get me out, I mean keep me out. I never want to go back. I guess I will, if that's what it takes to get me a work visa for another country. But most people in other countries are not looking for people who can do retail. They've got plenty of people who can do retail in their own workforce. They want more skills. Even though I do think retail work and any sort of work in general should count as skilled. Because, oh my gosh, it is so much to do any of the stuff that involves the upkeep of a whole fucking shop when you are paid minimum wage. But, alas, that is not how most people think of it. There is little appreciation for the art of retail. Or the service industry in general. Alright, this is mostly fine. I just wanted to like touch up some of the lines on the lantern, and I also want to touch up some of the lines on the cog too, because you can tell like the lines got all blurry from when I shrank it down to resize it from where I originally drew it, and I don't like it. And then you can see like these are kind of blurry from when I liquefied them. That's how I got the crown look. So it's just a lot of like cleaning up the lines, and then I think I can finally move on to the final detail. I had been theorizing like, oh, maybe I should add a ribbon of some kind, and I think yes, I'm gonna go with the ribbon. So I'll add on the ribbon after cleaning up the lines, and then from there we're going straight into coloring and rendering. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a lot of me like bullshitting some painterly stuff and seeing how good it looks in the moment. Because I could use 30 million layers, or I can just be an idiot and color pick my way to victory. Let's figure out which one wins. More people should try working in retail and learn the hell that is the type of work just to be kind to retail workers. Yes, please and thank you. I think there are too many people in this world, honestly, who like don't know that you should be kind to people, even when they're doing things that look like servitude. Because like, they just expect like, oh, they're getting paid for it, it's fine. But no, trust me, you are never getting paid enough to be a servant. Now, a lot of retail work isn't exactly full on being a servant. A lot of it is like, oh yeah, you're selling specifically to one person, but you can, the cleaning and stuff often happens when there are no customers around. It's a thing that you're supposed to make invisible. The store is just supposed to always be clean, but they're not supposed to see you cleaning it. But even then, having somebody like pick things out for you at a store or stuff like that, it is like a form of like, hey, yeah, let me do this for you. Let me serve you. People don't appreciate that. All right. I think that's clean enough for now, so fuck it, we ball. When I worked in retail, my coworkers and I will vote that just as in some countries you're required to serve in the military for a period of time, in the US, everyone should be forced to work retail for 6 months. Oh my god, that would be the dream. Because then they can see how rough it is out here, you know? I should not be on this layer. I should be on... Oh. I guess I need to turn off my ruler. Do I trust myself to turn off the ruler? I wish I could just copy specifically my ruler. Okay, what if I show in all layers? And then I go to... That's the staff. Okay, that's just some detail. Can I make this my ribbon layer? Yes, I can! Cool. Alright, so I did mention I was going to clean up the lines first, but for now, while I still have my ruler in place, I want to put the ribbon on. Because I decided, yes, actually, I want a big, cute, girly ribbon. And it's going to be attached right here, like I said. And we're going to have, like, the like, loops here. Hello, Lamp. Welcome in. How you doing tonight? Okay, so actually, if I'm tying the ribbon like that, it'll be something like that, you know? And like we don't need like full on detail on the ribbon right now, so just like that. Okay, and then now the ribbon comes from here. And then I'm thinking, instead of doing like the loop around effect, even though it looks cool, I feel like it would just get in the way of holding it. So instead, we're gonna do the whole, like, it flays out to the sides. Just finished a project you want to do? Nice! Congratulations! We love it when we get to be productive on a Friday night instead of just wasting time. Not that, like, relaxing is a waste of time, but it can often feel like that, you know? That doesn't really stem from it, but I can fix that in theory. Yeah, like that. I want a long ribbon. Yeah. Now, realistically, should you have a ribbon near a spinning gear? No. Do I care? Also, no! I had to give up on any semblance of the steampunk bullshit. At least on the outside. It's supposed to be all in the staff internally. Ah, you ever talk the wrong way and then suddenly feel the overwhelming urge to cough? There we go. You finished 3 drawings today, 2 for late birthdays, and then a fiche. Excellent! Drawing fast is a very good skill to have. You know, people always talk about how they really want the really pretty painterly style, but what if you could get more done in the same amount of time it takes one person to do something? It is a real skill. I am unfortunately the kind of person where I take a while and I don't necessarily have the like whole painterly beautiful style stuff, but it's okay, it's fine, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Ooh, wouldn't it be cute if it was like I don't know what you call this, but do you know how some ribbons have the little notches at the end? Like that's cute, right? Yeah, I like that. Ooh, and if we want to get fancy with it, we could even do like a double ribbon type thing. And we could have it so that way there's like another like second one. Like maybe the bigger ribbon. Nah, it's too much, But maybe like a smaller ribbon? Ooh, I kind of like that. From far away, it's got a much better silhouette now. But do I go for it? I don't know. Maybe it's like too distinctive. What if I made it like a second one of those like notched ribbons? Is this a weapon? Yes, it's a staff. It's a staff for a mage. So you know how it be. It's gotta be like, you know, kind of ornamental. Looks very nice, thank you. Oh, I do kind of like the idea of a second layer of ribbon. Oh no! I think part of it is that, like, one of the things the person told me was like, hey, Atelier is actually a great reference to use for this because, like, it's all about people who go to you know, it has a game about, like, a magic school setting. And then, like, there's so many characters that use staves, and it's like, none of their staves look like this, but also ribbon. I think one of the recent Atelier characters, I think it is Ryza. She's got, like, a flag staff. Literally, it's a staff and a flag all at once, and I think that's kind of where I'm getting some of the vibes of this. When you entered the stream, all you saw was the top part without the ribbon and the long part, and you thought it was a lamp. It is a lamp, yeah! So the idea is, the person wanted me to design their casting staff. And I was looking for something that would be like suitably cool, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be neat if there was like 3 parts of it that would correspond to the different like schools of magic the character has access to. And at first, it was kind of just like a gemstone type thing, like, oh, they can just kind of like rotate around. But I couldn't find a good way to like visualize how they would slot into the rotating thing. So it's like, okay, how can we swap this a little bit? And then I was looking at like, oh, well, if we turned it into like a 3D space where like there are different planes on the space, and eventually from that thought process, I landed on the idea of a lantern of some kind. And I found this from like a Victorian era museum. It is a museum that caters towards Victorian era style stuff. And so I got this as my reference, and it's like, okay, let's play around. Let's fuck with it a little bit, make it unique. And so this is like my rough draft, where you can see I had some mechanism gear stuff going on, but like none of it fit together. So I had to scrap all of it except for the big gear at the top. So now the idea is it's like a revolver. On the inside, there's gonna be machinery that you hit this little switch here. Oh, the ribbon covers the switch. That's not good. Okay, so whatever I do, the inner layer of the ribbon cannot cover the switch because that's like an important thing for like the fantasy of how the staff works. Something like that, maybe? And maybe we just, like, give up on the second layer. Because I don't want to risk covering up the switch. But I cut myself off. The idea is you flick the switch while you hold the staff, maybe like with like your thumb or something, and it causes the internal mechanisms to turn this gear at the top, and then it'll like rotate to whatever the proper face of the lamp should be for the school of magic, and then the little gem at the top will change color to match that magic. I roughly just picked some random colors and assigned them to each one. I wanted them to all be similar instead of concordant, so that's why they're all cool tones instead of picking, like, I don't know, a red or orange for primal, you know? I wanted them to be able to look like, you know, there's some meshing going on here. So I think that's like the Cliff Notes version of what, 6 hours of design work that I did on Sunday this week. Something about like the length of the ribbon doesn't quite feel right now. I might... If I just select each side of it and go... Like, we just... Does it look better or worse with the longer ribbon now? Like, the extra horizontal nature of the ribbon to avoid covering up the switch has, like, fucked with the form. I really liked the first version I have, but I don't want to cover the switch. Huh. Maybe this can be solved with a little... Do I return to the idea of, like, the swirling ribbon thing? No, I don't think I do. I'm gonna come back to this ribbon. I'm gonna come back to this. There's a lot of things I could be doing with it, and it's giving me decision paralysis. So I guess that means, for now, fuck, I can't come back to the ribbon. Because if I get rid of the ruler, I'm gonna have to place it again, and that will fuck with my symmetry. Ah! Yikes McYikes. Everything is a mistake, apparently. Well, it's fine, it's fine. I'm gonna keep fucking around with it. We could go shorter on the ribbon. If this medium length is fucking with me, do I go shorter? Like something like that? Oh, this really might be... I need to bring back the swirling ribbon idea. Oh. Like that, kind of. But it does look better when it goes in like that. I don't know. Ugh. Why is this, of all things, giving me problems now? Erase that part and we can do more of a like whoosh, whoosh. Maybe it's that I'm making the notch too sharp? Is that what that is? Like a notched ribbon? Maybe it should be like a more gentle notch. Like it's not as high. And then perhaps part of the issue is that the bend doesn't feel natural like this. But I feel like I do need a bend. Oh my god. How did I fuck this up so bad? It was so good, and then I realized it covered the switch, and it was all over. Alright, let's do something like this. Where we purposefully go around the switch to reveal it. And then we like loop back across. The construction of this doesn't make sense, but the idea is like the ribbon itself is like folding in, you know? Folding in and around. Maybe? I'm willing to try it. I am willing to try it at this point in time. Okay. Okay. So now we have to figure out how exactly do we want to convey the ribbon folding. Because right now, these will probably end up in the back if we start in the front. So perhaps it should start on the other side, but then you don't get to see the ribbon. Weird, okay. So if it's starting in the front, like this, tied around there, what this ends up looking like is that, right? The way that I've currently done, it's like they're overlapping each other in the front instead of lapping around the staff. Actually, overlapping each other in the front is probably okay, right? I think that's fine, actually. I don't need to overcomplicate this. I mean, the design is already kind of overcomplicated, but I don't have to overcomplicate it any further, is the key point here. Work smarter, not harder, as they say. Okay, so if they're just overlapping with each other, I need a reference image. I need a reference image of like just a hanging ribbon. Overlapping ribbon. Maybe that. Because it's not just a paper flat pane. So how do I convey that they're twisting like that? I need more roundness. Yes. Oh, I hate this. I have to look at ribbon reference images, but specifically try not to find the fucking AI ribbons. Hate this. Hate this. The internet is dead. Cursed. Losing my McFucking mind. Now I need to be careful because I can't even be sure if the things that are not labeled AI. Ugh. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Alright, this is an image from a site that sells ribbon. Surely they're not using AI generated ones. Surely. It's like curled in on itself, but that's good enough. Okay. So, if that is the case, what we're looking at here is what we kind of want to do is like bring this in to where this ribbon is here, I think. Doesn't make a lot of sense right now. I promise it'll make more sense as we go. What can I erase to help it make sense? I can hide the staff layer, for one thing. perfect. And so the idea is if they're just overlapping with each other. Trying to figure out like what is the best way to curve it. I think like that? Because then that kind of lines up with this line here. It's all one flowing piece of fabric. So actually, should probably be... Yeah, it's just like a little bit rounder. Okay, and then what we would do is we erase all of this construction line in the middle. Okay, there we go. That looks more like a 3D physical object. I think the swirly curving line up here on the inside could be workshopped a little bit. Like that. I think that's good enough. That is more than likely good enough. Did I remember to put -AI? I did not remember to put -AI. That, I always forget to do that. Because, like, I have an extension installed to just force it into only web page searches. And that is supposed to, the extension when it does that, also filters out AI stuff and, like, forces it to not do the AI search entirely. But the second you go to a different tab, it can't force that anymore. So when I went to the image tab, that's why I was done in, because I'm so used to just like working off of like the web search from my extension. Also, hello randomist, welcome in. You're just in time to see me struggle over a ribbon, but I think I got it for the most part. I just have to clean up the lines. If I was smarter, I would have like done this on my sketch layer first, but I'm not. I'm a little loopy, I think, from a bunch of work and then a bunch of packing. Grr, packing, grr, bleh. I complain, but it's actually a lot better than I'm making it sound. Like, unless I'm forgetting something important, which I totally could be because, you know, likely ADHD, but unless I'm forgetting something important, I'm pretty sure I am packed. Really, because my suitcase is good to go, minus my hairbrush, toothbrush, etc. I have a couple pairs of shirts and pants, a nice dress in case I need it. I'm gonna be wearing a hoodie on the way there and also a coat. So I'm gonna have different layers. I even have like a raincoat packed in my carry-on bag. So I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm good, which is rare for me. Normally I'm the type of person who's like, ah, shit, fuck, I forgot something, ah. Like I even got a book in my carry-on bag and my DS and my charger. And I have my tarot cards just as a treat, as a little treat to travel with them. And like, if I ever get the opportunity to be like, haha, hey, do you want to do witchy things, dear friend of mine who's hosting me? Yes? Great. Then it's there. Not near as bad as packing for moving though. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing that when we get back. The closing date is April 10th. So it's like, shit. Actually, when we get back, we're gonna have 2 or 3 weeks? I think it's 3 weeks. Hang on. We're getting back on the 15th. That's when our flight actually lands due to layover bullshit. So we get 3 weeks and some change to do all of our packing and moving. And like we did a fair bit of packing already, like our basement, the utility room that we have where our oil tank is and all of that. That is basically filled to the brim with boxes already. A lot of them of varying sizes. But we try to pack them so that way that no matter the size, they can't be too heavy. And even then, there are some boxes that are like quite heavy, which will suck. One of the things my husband had to do today was bring some boxes to his grandparents so they can give them to his mother. Because when he moved out, for some reason, he was the one who got dumped all of like the traditional Christmas village decorations that they had been stockpiling for forever. And not anyone else, actually. Nobody else did that. So it's like, well, damn. We haven't used these for like 3 fucking years. It'd be great if they could take it. And it just so happened to work out that his mother is visiting his grandparents this weekend. So they can grab it. Or, sorry, they can't grab it from us, but we can take it to them. And then they can hand it off to her. So I will take it. Because that is one less thing that we need to move and worry about. There's also, like, when we get back, we're going to have to look into, you know, selling off furniture that we don't want anymore, or perhaps, like, can't take with us without a great personal cost. Like, I've been floating the idea, maybe we should just sell our couches, because, like, we're moving in with a friend after this, and he already has couches. So for the next 3 to 6 months, we'll just be paying to have our couches in storage. And those couches we've had for, like, 5 years or so, so definitely, like, they could last longer, if not for the fact that my cat likes to pull herself up the side of the couch with her claws, which means at least one of them has a whole bunch of, like, tears and stuff in it. And it's not a normal fabric where you can just patch it. It's specifically a kind of, like, oh, not quilted, but it's one of those fabrics where when you pull at the threads, it starts coming apart thread by thread, you know? It's not like how, say, if it was leather, there'd be like a proper tear, or even like some high thread count fabrics, like it looks more like a tear instead of like a thread by thread thing. The back of the couch was just more on a scratching post. Yes, we put out several different scratching posts for her. A lot of them vertical, right next to the couch. But for some reason, she would ignore those and go straight for the couch. And it's like, God damn it. You know, those couches were not expensive. They were like, I mean, as far as couches go, they were not expensive. I'm pretty sure they were still a few hundred or so, but like it was spread out over enough time where as far as furnishing, it's like, yeah, that's a very easily affordable cost. Because technically, like, one of them is from all the way back from when we first had an apartment together, and another one we only got when we moved into the new place. So I guess one of them is only like 3 years old, and that one is the better one. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know how expensive storage is. We still have to look into that. But I do know the more you store, the more expensive it gets, you know? So it's one of the things where, like, do we really want to store, like, a couch, a love seat, and then 2 different armchairs? Potentially not. So let's see what we can try and sell off. Cats are just like that. You can get them enough toys and scratching posts you think they would need, only for them to take interest in some plastic from the packaging. Yeah, Morgana is very much the same thing. Like, just earlier today, she was batting at the drawstring for my hoodie. Even though she never goes for any of the toys that we still have out. Like, I think my husband said he was able to get her to bat at, like, a pink ball toy. One of the ones that rolls around, but with a bell inside. I think he was able to get her to bat at that when he was the one pushing it around for her. Otherwise, she just ignores it. But I am glad she does still have the energy to play, at least, after all the things going on with her kidney and stuff. So I can't complain too much. You know, there was a period of time when Morgana was spending a lot of time napping and we didn't realize it was potentially attached to her thyroid getting too low and also like her kidney values like dropping and stuff. So it's great to see her energetic again. Let the bell out. Why did he let Bell out? Why did he stuff her in there? You know, that would be pretty funny. What she's referencing is an NPC for a tabletop game that I run. It's a little fairy, and her name is Belle because she jingles like a bell to communicate. And I think it'd be funny to stuff her in a little ball. She'd hate it, but I think it'd be funny. You know, what is she gonna do? Jingle at me? Cast some unholy fey magic at me? Nah. You know, I'm just not realizing I probably didn't have to explain that a little fairy is named Belle because that's how she communicates. Because you know what other major character is a fairy who communicates through bell jingling noises? Looks into the camera. Look, Disney, don't come after me. Disney, if you can hear me, it wasn't my concept originally. I just like rolled with it. It wasn't my concept originally. It's the player who came up with it. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me, please. Let me live. Enjoy your lurk, Evie. Maybe if you're lucky, Disney won't find you. It's okay. I know they'll come for all of us eventually. They don't know that I have a magical girl character that's entirely based off of like Disney's version of the Robin Hood. The one with the foxes. You know the one. Apparently it's a foundational text for furries. I just really like the idea of like the red and the green together in a color palette. It was very striking. And so of course the magical girl is only like part of that. It just literally just fox ears tail. That's it. Apparently there are a lot of things that I read and watched as a kid that are just foundational text for furries, but I did not seem to catch it. Like, for example, I saw a joke recently on Twitter about, like, apparently there is a pipeline for people who were into warrior cats when they were kids to becoming furries. I was a warrior cat person. I was one of those people who was pretending to be a warrior cat at recess. I would climb around on all fours. And, like, there was a specific, like, hillside that I really liked because it had a bunch of pine needles that would fall on it in the fall. And I could be like, this is nest material, yeah! But not a furry. I think Kimono Mimi is cute. Like, why do you think I have the cat ears and the tail, you know? I would say somehow I dodged that bullet, but honestly, I feel like if you're on the internet in general, there's gotta be something wrong with you, you know? Mine's just the undiagnosed, unmedicated ADHD, autism, and anxiety. The triple threat! The ribbon at the reason why I keep on coming back to the bottom here is that the ribbon, like, it feels too thick from what I've got, like, this curve going on here. I'm trying to figure out a way to fix it. It might be that I need, like, more of a curve. on these guys? Tried to read Warrior Cats in intermediate school, but bounced off it pretty hard. Oh yeah, I feel like it's one of those books where you gotta read it at the right time or else you're never gonna really have it click. Like, another joke I saw on Twitter recently was, so is it just me, or did Maximum Ride get really bad at the same time as I was supposed to age out of it? And of course it was all the people in the comments going, no, it did, the writing did just genuinely fall off. And it's like, holy shit, I read Maximum Ride. And of course, Maximum Ride, I believe, is aimed at teenagers. So, like, I was, again, the target demographic. And it was the same effect of, like, you know, aging out of it right as the writing went downhill. It's a wonder what they can get away with in terms of like, oh yeah, we're just a series aimed at kids, so we don't have to put effort into our writing and making things consistent. Uh-oh. Don't think I've heard of Maximum Ride. It's very niche. I'm surprised a post about it even got on my fucking timeline because I haven't heard that name in years. It's a series about these like human bird genetic experiments who like escape from the people who experimented on them, and they have a kind of like found family dynamic going. And of course the protagonist is a teenage girl who's one of the bird experiments, and she takes care of like a young girl's like a surrogate daughter who's another bird experiment, and then she's got like a, you know, dark and edgy love interest type thing. And I believe they were graphic novels. And that was the thing that stood out to a lot of us, is because like a lot of us were weebs, at least in my friend group. So Maximum Ride like kind of like was a middle ground between reading manga and reading comics in a way that was palatable for a lot of us. Because comics, there was like nothing that catered to girls back then. It was all a lot of the same like buff manly stuff that you're used to seeing today. So very few of us had an interest in like full-on traditional print comics. But because the Maximum Ride books were graphic novels, and then they had like a pretty anime-y style but weren't full-on anime, it was very much like, oh, this is appealing. Especially because like some of my friends back then were more like closeted about their interests, if that is accurate to say closet in this term, as opposed to like, you know, closet gays. It's like a closet anime nerds. Because you know how it was. People were very willing and ready to clown on you for liking the weird animation from across the seas, because like so much of it that got popular had like, you know, tits and ass or other strange things going on that really shouldn't have existed in a content that a child could actually consume at that age. TM. Like, oh my god, I will never get over how in elementary school, there was genuinely a kid that I know who tried to recommend me Elfen Lied. And I was sitting here like, I don't get it. What's the appeal? I don't get it. And then I never talked to her again. Because it's like, there's no point. There's so much bloodshed and gore and not like a single lick of characterization going on. What the hell's happening? I guess it's not as bad as that one friend that actually made me watch an episode of Boku no Pico in middle school. The internet was cursed back then. I'm glad I am as well adjusted as I am right now. Okay, with the ribbon spiral done, I think now is the time to turn off my symmetry, because I think everything else is going to be something that I have to do without the tool. Oh, I don't like how that's set up. Okay, hang on. I can fix this. Because, like, it looks cuter when it's coming from, like, the center of it, you know? So that means I need to, like, undo all of that. Like that, maybe? I'll workshop it without the symmetry tool. It might be that I have to just move the ribbons themselves down. That's probably the idea. Okay, that's fine. Alright, ruler. Be gone. Delete. If I'm having to do something to watch an episode of Boku no Pico. I was just reminiscing about the cursed times that we lived in back then that made people, for one reason or another, decide to be closeted about their interest in anime. Oops, wrong layer. You know, shit like Boku no Pico or Elfen Lied is why people didn't talk about their interests. Is there any of this that does not change it the way I... Alright, it's gonna get the blurry effect either way. Fuck it, we ball. Oh yes, that time period. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're in my stream, you're either currently a weeb or you were at one time a weeb. There is no escaping it. I know what you are. I am the same. Why the hell do you think I'm a cat girl on the internet? They're cute, damn it! Powerboy25, hello! Welcome in! Howdy, indeed. How y'all doing? I am doing pretty good tonight. I'm working on a weapon for someone's tabletop character. I'm almost to the point of being done with the line art. I just got sidetracked really hard by ribbons. Ribbons are hard, but it's okay. I think I mostly got it to the point where it's gonna be good to go, and then I can color. I'm probably not gonna finish shading tonight, but we'll see how far we get. What about you? How are you doing tonight, Flower Boy? We did end up watching Elfen Lied. It was a weird show. Right? I'm also reminiscing about, you know, oh gosh, I guess this was late 2000s, early 2010s anime culture and how cursed it was. But like, I couldn't even get past the first episode of Elfen Lied. I got to the end and it's like, wait, so now it pivots from all of that to she's just with some random guy? Nah, man, I'm not interested. You know, I do partially wonder if I have been told you should watch this because, like, everybody apparently thought I was gay back in elementary. I think that didn't happen as much in middle school, but just that's because that was about the time where everybody else who was gay, like, full on, like, I am demisexual. So, like, even though I am biromantic, like, all of my stuff is going to be tempered, because, like, I don't feel sexual attraction the way they did. So in middle school, when everybody was having that come online, like, the gay kids were coming out of the cut by that point. Not all of them, but some of them were. But in elementary school, everybody thought I was gay. Which, like, technically, they were correct, but at the time, I was sitting here like, no, I just don't like anyone that way. So it could be that kid clocked me and was like, oh, you should watch this because it's got a naked woman in it. And I was sitting here like, what's the appeal? I don't get it. You're doing better than you were earlier today. Expect tomorrow morning is going to be unpleasant. Uh-oh, that's ominous, randomist. Are you able to talk about what it is? Or should I not ask? Fantastic, just got done DMing a session for the second time ever. Now you're model building. Hey, congratulations! What system are you running, Flower Boy? I'd be curious to hear. I've played in quite a few systems in my time. I'm currently running a game in Ryotama. And that's been going for like 2.5 years, even though Ryotama is meant to be for shorter games. I did some things to the system to make it work for a long-form JRPG that shouldn't have been done to it, and I've learned my lesson. But it's worked out well enough. Ivy, you like the kiss method? Oh, I don't think I've heard of that. Tell me about it. I don't watch a lot of like content creators for 5e, just because like I've got my own like pretty solid style, I would say, of DMing. But I'm always willing to learn. Keep it stupid simple. Oh, that's fun. I do enjoy that. That is like the opposite of how I run things though. I love making things complicated. Again, I turned Ryutama into a system for a 2.5-year long JRPG type thing with farming sim mechanics because Rune Factory is one of my biggest inspirations. So I am not able to use the kiss method. Had to help your dad bury the family dog randomist? No. I'm so sorry to hear that. That shit is never easy. Oh, at least you were able to get it done in one day, though. My boss recently had to, unfortunately, put her dog down because she was an old lady, the dog, that is, and she fell, and she really got hurt, and the normal vet couldn't see her, and the dog was already not doing super well in the first place, so it's like, okay, at this point, it's not worth it. And she was real bummed about it. She did not want to have to make that decision, but it was the most prudent one, so she did. So, my condolences on the loss. They took a 2-hour detour trying to tame a bear for it to bite one of their hands off. Oh, goodness. That really does sound like a D&D party. What level are you running at? That sounds like between levels 1 through 5 to me. I feel like once people get past a certain power level, they stop caring about regular bears and they want, like, owl bears, you know? I really should have remembered to detail the ribbons before I turned off the symmetry tool. It's always something, guys. Level 3? Yep. Solid level 3 antics. I do hope they find themselves a pet that doesn't bite their hand off. You know, they could have chosen any other animal but a bear. I'm sure they'll find another animal. Come on. I just want to thicken the line, but I keep on like going not over it. Okay, we're good. We're cool, we're fine. Oh, the little ribbon tie shifted off to the right. Now I gotta move everything. It's getting more and more asymmetrical the longer I work on it without the ruler tool. It took me, what, 5-10 minutes to get to this point? How did I accomplish that in such a short amount of time? Good God. It's okay. I gotta lock the fuck in. Arrow key. Shoop, shoop, shoop. That's roughly centered. Okay. Lucky you didn't have to dig the hole yourselves. You figured this was going to happen and prepared that ahead of time. That's genuinely smart thinking. It would have sucked to have to do all that hard manual labor while mourning. Only for said dog to live significantly longer than we expected. That's good though. That means you were taking good care of your pet right up until the end. It is always a blessing when a pet gets to stay longer than you think they will. You know, I was just talking earlier about how my cat Morgana, she's got kidney issues, so eventually she's gonna go. But like recently she's gotten so much of her energy back. It's really good to see. Because you never know with animals and kidney issues. They could have a month. They could have a year. So it's looking like we're gonna get more time than we had been worried about when we first, you know, had the whole dramatic crash where she couldn't eat anything, you know? Hello, Nick. Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy your time listening to me ramble about literally anything that comes to mind. Flower Boy, if you're still here, I'm curious. You said this was your second session ever that you've DM'd. I'm assuming you've played, though, before. What inspired you to start DMing? I always like hearing people's stories about it. Also, if I'm incorrect that you have played before DMing, then I definitely want to hear the story behind that, because that is interesting to me. It is very rare that somebody starts out with DMing. It is, like, in every case I've known, it's they've played first and then DM'd. Once somebody has already DM'd a couple times before, then I've seen a thing where they will, like, purposefully learn new systems just to DM it. But the actual decision to DM normally comes from a place of, oh, I've been playing for a while, now I want to try running something. If the tone of voice there sounded condescending at all, no, that was not the intent. Because that is the exact train of thought that, like, again, everybody who I know who started DMing has had. Actually getting the dog ready was still around 2.5-ish hours, or 2-ish hours of shoveling solid dirt into a sticky clay. Ooh. That's rough, buddy. Get some rest at the very least. If you haven't already, do some stretches. That should hopefully help with any soreness that's going to be developing in the muscles from the shoveling. The shoveling is a bitch and a half on your back and your arms. I think it's more like your shoulders, honestly. Pay for like, oh, since sophomore year of high school, okay. Senior in college, now you started DMing because your little sister's 16. You adopted her off the internet because she was having problems and nobody wants her in their campaign. Oh, that's so sweet of you. I am glad to hear that you are helping somebody younger get into the game and like giving them a space for them. That's wonderful. I have a little sibling who is really into tabletop as well, and I think they were playing for a little bit, but unfortunately, last I heard, the game was on hiatus because the DM, you know how it is with online groups, like it's consistent for a little bit, and then the DM goes AWOL, and suddenly you're on a hiatus, you know? And they were really disappointed in that. I just cannot get this ribbon fold over here to look right, and I don't know why. I need to stop fussing. But I just want it to look right. Don't mind me. I'm just making whatever noise comes to mind. Your old mage is helping you lock in for the model you're building? Ew, if you're building a model and it's helping you lock in, is it what? Art? Architect? Engineering? Architecture. There we go. You're doing fine now, but you know how it goes. You wake up the next morning and your muscles are protesting your continued existence. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do some stretches now, because usually like stretching after the heavy lifting and stuff is what helps with avoiding the pain the next day. Of course, doing the stretches the next day also helps, but you need to be doing both. Take care of yourself, randomist. No need to put yourself in pain. It was architecture, but you're a wildlife technician now. You like animals a lot more. They don't fake try and rip your throat out like people do. Oh, you know what? Valid. How did you decide on wildlife technician? That's not one I normally hear of. Okay, I'm gonna call those ribbons done before I fucking explode. Okay. So then, do I trust myself to erase my staff guiding lines on the ribbons? Yes? Yes. Okay, and then I really want to fix these lines here because they keep fucking bugging me. I can see it from a distance, and I don't like it. I was just say I like animals have a cat. How hard can it be? It's really hard. Yeah. You're 2 years into it and you talk with bobcats for your internship and you love it? Oh my god, that sounds wonderful. You probably missed it earlier, but I was just talking about like back in middle and elementary school, I was one of those kids who like got way too into the books I read. So when I was in elementary school, I was one of those kids on the playground being like, I'm a warrior cat, yeah, you know? Except, you know, I was genuinely meowing as a little kid. So I love cats. I've always loved cats. This is also a pattern that I had throughout like a lot of my childhood too. Like when I distinctly remember in at least like one early grade school class pretending I was a tiger and like hiding under my desk and roaring at people when they got too close because I didn't want to do my schoolwork. I really thought that if I just caused enough problems and acted wild enough, I didn't have to do schoolwork. Check your profile pic and you got it. I trust you. Cat! Adorable calico torty makes it cute. I love the little, like, it's not a stripe, but the line of the dark fur on her nose. It's very distinctive. Super cute. It's a smudge! Yeah, exactly. You got to relive your childhood. You recently joined a Percy Jackson campaign. Oh, that sounds so fun. Like, I assume you guys are going to be at Camp Half-Blood, right? Because that's the fun part, right? Getting rid of the staff here, too. Yes. You hope so. You haven't even built your character yet, though. Oh, have you not been given like any sort of information about where it's taking place? Goals to be chaotic good and eco-terrorist. Let's fucking go! We need more of that energy in today's day and age, let me tell you. I'm just saying, Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII has it baked into the narrative, and nobody batted an eye. I'm just saying. I mean, like, in universe, people batted an eye, but like the players all thought it was cool, right? Right. Alright. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. the ribbons still feel fucked up here where they cross over, and I don't know how it happened because I made most of that when I had the symmetry tool on. So I don't know like what lines fucked it up horrendously, but I don't care at this point to do any more with it because I want to move on to what I said I was gonna do, which is fixing up this gear. The lines got all blurry when I resized it, and I want to fix that. And I also want to play around with like the sizing on the cogs just a little bit, because they feel off compared to what I drew on the sides. So this is either gonna go really bad or really good. Find out. I forgot how good this like questioning theme goes. I believe this is one of the themes, or maybe not one of, just the theme that plays when you're having to answer questions about Rosamarine. Oh, I think it's also about like different events happen in town that trigger this too. So just like when you're trying to avoid suspicion, I think generally is the idea when this plays. Good track. I love Little Goody Two Shoes. You're back. How's the ribbon going? This ribbon! Bam bam! Welcome back! There's specifically a point that I'm still not very happy with, but I'm forcing myself not to touch it because I'm just gonna make it worse, I feel. It's this. How do you make helicopter blades look steampunk? Add more gears! That's all I can tell you! And make sure you use brass. That's really all I can tell you, because, steampunk is based off of Victorian/Edwardian era fashion as far as I can remember, and when you try to apply that to an entire setting, that means you have to take, like, the Industrial Revolution era type bullshit that's going on then, and it's rough. That means it's gotta be all, like, mechanical. I hope you know how gears work, and specifically, like, what kinds of gears combine with each other to properly rotate and power a machine, because I sure don't, and that messed with me drawing this staff the other day. I tried so many different ways to come up with a gear combination that would work with this basic-ass cog that I drew, and none of them did! Victorian fashion and progression in the industry, but combined. Aha! Love it so much, but it's hell to draw. Agreed. Just this gear alone took me, like, I was going back and saving all of my recent streams as highlights, so that way they don't disappear while I'm out on vacation. And, like, just this gear alone, I'm pretty sure took me, like, 45 minutes. And now I'm still going back. I'm still going back to work on it some more. There is no escape from working on the fucking machinery. I mean, that does look better than it did before when it was all blurry. It still is kind of blurry because I didn't go out of my way to, like, erase all of the parts that got blurred, like here, for example. But it's just, there's so many of them. It's hard. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why did I do this to myself? Anyways, there was also a change I wanted to make down here that I just remembered. So these gear spokes, they look weird to me. Very spider-like even after squishing them down. So I think I'm just gonna start combining them. And, maybe that'll do something? I don't know. Like, does that look better? I think it does in the front, at least. Women, cute girls, woohoo! Farboy25, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you are enjoying the stream. I would say this is not necessarily an accurate representation of all my streams are like, but at the same time, I think I've been yapping a lot, so this is. I'm not always working on commission art, but when I do, it is all of my personality shining through, baby. Alright, that's good enough! I hope. It's definitely not the same type of cog, it's what's on top, but I feel like, from a distance, that looks more like a cog than when it was the little spider spokes. You know? Because if I go all the way back... Oh, actually, now that I look at it from afar, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Guys, which looks better? The little tiny spokes here? Or the combined ones there? I don't know. I can go back again if you need me to. I need help. Show both again, you got it. So this is like the combined version. And then this is the original version where it was a bunch of tiny spokes because I basically just copied my big gear up here and shrank it down here. Don't go with the tiny ones. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Blend in too much from this distance. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'm glad my original instinct was correct. Just like for some reason, when I looked back at it, it's like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Nah, shut up, me. Do you think I gotta, like, make this kind of like that? It's not the best clarity. Ugh. Don't worry about the music, guys. It's only gonna get scarier from here. I love you, Little Goody Two-Shoes soundtrack. I'll skip the worst ones. The chase music and stuff like that. Alright, that's good enough. Who's looking at this tiny ass gear on the bottom of the staff at 266 amplification? Whatever zoom this is? Not me! Not me! Not anymore! Goodbye! Anyways, back up here. We don't need anxiety. No, we don't. I suppose I should get rid of this one, huh? Oh, but the roots is already done. Perfect. And now we get a nice, cute little shop theme. We do have to listen to the nightmare version of the minigame theme because I love that version. But then after that, we can skip all of the evil root stuff. Chase segments in video games can go away. I largely agree. I get scared easily. So you probably don't want to take my opinion too seriously. But yeah, chases hurt my face. because I freak out and then I forget button presses, or alternatively, like, I get lost and confused, and then when I'm panicking, I don't make good decisions, you know, that sort of thing. Like being scary, don't like him being constant. Agreed. Okay, am I actually done with the lines now? I am, after I try one last time to fix this ribbon. So I'm thinking the issue is it doesn't like follow, it's not super parallel with the other ribbon, which would normally be fine, but it's fucking with the curve. So what if I do it like this? What? It's no longer super perfectly even, but I think that looks a little better. Said I wasn't gonna fuck with it anymore, and I am. Want to explore Creepy Mansion and find clues, not be chased through it every 5 minutes. Agreed. Agreed. Especially when the chases can happen randomly. Like, I know that's a big thing in Resident Evil that people say is, like, actually really cool, but, like, to me, it's like, oh god! Ah! You know? It scares me a lot. And I know the point is to scare you, but it's like, oh! You know, how am I supposed to remember what I'm doing if I'm, like, screaming in fear and terror every 5 seconds? I'm not built for this. I probably have anxiety. I would say fuck you, Aoni, but that game gets a pass because of old RPG Maker game that kept with the RPG horror boom on YouTube. Yeah, I guess. I know I was never played of Aoni when I played it with my friends. I much preferred Eve. Like, Eve has its chase segments, but it's very few in comparison, you know? I know everybody likes Eve. I know. Oh, it's not your favorite. We still respect the first game. Okay. Yeah, that's very fair to respect it. Okay, can I be a little bit of a heathen right now? Can I be a little bit of a heathen? I never liked Corpse Party. I never liked it. Not even the first one. Like, it was all over the damn place forever ago, and I tried so hard to like it. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Maybe I just don't put, like, other fold things on the ribbon. Like maybe like this? Maybe I just leave it. I just leave it. Don't worry about it. I think I'm good on my lines. I think we can begin, finally, at last. Yippee! On the colors. Do I trust myself to merge down all the layers? I think I have to at this point, don't I? Oh no, that's spooky. Oh. Corpse Party is very anime in its humor. You like the setting enough to get past it and play if you don't blame people who can't get past it. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because, like, I don't know. It seemed like for a while people just didn't care about all of the piss and shit jokes and whatever else was going on in it. But for me, it's like, what the hell, man? I think it was only when the later games came out where it got even more fetishistic that like people started complaining. But I remember with the first one, people were trying to be like, oh yeah, haha, it's actually funny. And it's like, what the hell? Okay, no more procrastinating. It is time to actually start the coloring process. Yippee! Oh, this is my favorite version of the minigame music. The fucked up one. The horrible, awful one. The one that plays when you're committing crimes. Yippee! Oh, that's not right. There we go. That's definitely a description. What? The horrible, awful, fucked up one that plays when you're committing crimes? Okay, something about this is not working well. Is it potentially that my lines are all shitty and awful and bad? Don't worry about it. Yoink. If I just fuck with the tolerance, I don't have to worry about having clean lines. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, followed by the yippies. Look, something about it. Oh, this is the anxiety music. This is the one of the places that you explore, then another, then another, then another. Then another. Then another. Then another. Ah, but we have to listen to this one. This is like one of the first songs that actually plays when you start the game because it's like Elise is having some sort of nightmare dream thing and it's like a demon march. It's lit! You like the PSP remake and the OG 90s version. There's a wait, there is a new Corpse Party coming out? Oh, I was only thinking of it because we got on the topic of RPG horror RPG Maker horror games. I didn't realize there was another one. Or, I guess a new one. You know, I shouldn't be manually cleaning up my lines, but at the same time, I don't care to keep fucking with my fill tool settings. So I am here, manually cleaning up my lines. World's slowest artist, TM. There's one coming out with a different cast besides one returning girl, but it keeps getting pushed back because of background things. Oh, rip. If I just so happen to... Okay, yeah, it's not going to do something. But if I do this... Nah. Alright. Sometimes what you can do is you can, like, hit the fill tool again on a section that was already filled, and it'll, like, treat it as more to fill the next time because you're using the area scaling. But I think I'd have to hide the lines for that, and I don't want to do that, so moving on. Alright, so this down here was originally going to be like another brass thing, but I think I'm gonna treat it as like the ribbon being tied on. So we're not gonna color that in with the brass color. I'm gonna fix this down here. Okay, that should be all of our brass. And then I definitely want white for the ribbon. But I need to pick a shade. Uh-oh. Let's do the staff instead with the brown. Teehee teehee teehee. Oh, and then I need to merge all of these lines together. Yes. Boop, boop, boop. And now... Cool, they're all together, which means I can put this on hard light. There we go. I could try soft light with how dark these colors are. Yeah, not awful, but I assume with the lighter colors it's not actually gonna work out, so hard light. Oh, we got more of the anxiety songs. Give me a moment. Skip. Just listen to a beautiful singer. There's nothing sad or morose about this. It's fine. It's cool. It's good. Don't worry about it. Teehee. Alright, let's see if that looks as bad as I think it does when I put all my other colors down. But right now it's very eye-searing. But like, it's not too far off from that other green. What if I just change where this comes from? I like the blue. It's still kind of eye-searing, but it feels better than the green. Ah! Don't worry about the background. I fixed it. Nothing happened. Still very eye-searing. It's because these guys are rather... Yeah, the value on this is so high. That's why. So if I just shift the value down? Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Because even these guys, I think, yeah, they are pretty high value, but when they're put next to all their other colors, they're fine. So let's see how it looks. I have the purple and the blue over on the right. I want to see how the green looks, though. Use that there, and then we'll use the lighter color there. That's not bad. I like that, honestly. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels very close to what I want in terms of like, oh, this could be a glass pane. The light color somehow helps to sell that. I wish I could explain it. I might just go a little like in this direction though. Just a tad. Because you can see there's a very slight difference. Maybe you can't, but I can, where it's just a little less eye-searing. You know, why am I manually doing this? Hang on. Oop. Turn that tolerance down. Oop. It's not the tolerance, then it's the area scaling. Nope, not that layer. Okay. Yeah, I think that version is the better version. It's a little less eye-searing. Okay. And then the green is bordered by both the purple and the blue. So I guess let's do purple. But the blue is so pretty. Let's do the blue. Wait, is there ever a way where you can have the blue on that side? I don't think there is. If you're rotating to the right, you could. Rat. Purple it is. It's fine, I'll just manually fill this in. If this song sounds sad, it's because it is. Don't sell the love of your life to a devil, okay, guys? Don't be like Bad End Elise. Just choose love and happiness instead. Okay, I think that's roughly good. I definitely do have to like extend out the colors on some of these because with the hard light layer setting, you can see when it's not extended out. That's why you get dark lines in some cases and bright lines in others. Just a little bit more, and then I think I'll be satisfied with the lantern bases. Like, what does it look like with these here? Rather different. And see, this is the good ending song. You can hear it. Wow, so pretty and romantic and cute. What are the good endings? You'll have to find out for yourself. Play Little Goody Two Shoes. Give Astral Shift your money. Yes. So that way they can put that money into making Hell Maiden as good as possible. Buy Hell Maiden when it releases. I'm so excited for when the early access hits. Like, I'm breaking my rule of no early access games for Astral Shift. That's how much confidence I have in them to give a stellar product. If they disappoint me, I'm gonna cry. And then probably still buy the game on release anyway. I already broke it for Fields of Mystria. Yep, that was a one-time thing though. Otherwise, I still don't use it on, or I still don't let myself play early access games. Right, this section here is also supposed to be brass. It's the top of the lantern. I was considering about like, ooh, what if I make it like it's an open top and you can see on the inside? And then I immediately went, no, I don't want to do more line artwork. Because like in theory, that would be a cool way to show the third side. Because you could put the blue there, you know? It would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool if we could put the blue there. It would be kinda cool. But I don't want to make more work for myself. So do you know that's a no? Right? That's a no. Now that I'm putting the colors there, they are kinda cute. They are kinda cute. Wouldn't that be cool to see all the color? The lantern? No. No, I'm not doing it. It's too much work. So excited for Fields of Mystria full release. Same. Like, I don't know who was here for it, but the other night my husband and I were talking about, like, different farming sims and stuff, and I read or heard, no, it was Stardew Valley. He asked me about Stardew Valley 1.7 release, and it's like, are you excited for it? And I was like, for some reason, my brain auto-completed to Fields of Mystria. And it's like, oh shit, you know, that's the wrong fucking game. I will admit, I am curious to see what they're going to do with 1.7 for Stardew Valley, because they're adding a new bachelor and bachelorette. And, like, that means I feel like some of the writing is going to have to change. So I'm curious as to what they'll do with it. But probably going to be nothing big. I'm concerned at making clip variable. It's a sick joke. I get the idea. You know, he does have some people who support him in his misadventures. Like, I personally felt kind of bad for him my first playthrough because, like, I think his real issue is that Stardew Valley as a town is just so fucking small. And it just manifests in how, like, he puts all of his hopes and dreams on Emily and then doesn't talk to her, you know? So I am hoping that they, like, give him more development. Like, real development, rather than what exists in his current events. If you marry Emily, he's pissed at you. I didn't know that. I know there's like some dialogue that can still trigger when you've married her as normal, but there's a ton of dialogue in the game like that, so I don't fault the character for that. I didn't know that he got pissed at you specifically. At least Sandy is variable. People shell up bus tickets every time. Oh, yeah. Sandy feels like a person who should have been variable in the base game. It's a shock that she wasn't already there. Luma married Abigail. Let's go, Luma! You have good taste in women! I know it's almost solely because she eats rocks, but like, let's go, Luma. My favorite was always Abigail, followed by Leah. Yes, I know, the standard default picks, but they're good, damn it. Alright, we're getting somewhere, lads. We just need to like clean up the ribbon color and like fill in these parts here where the ribbon is supposed to be tied. Perfect. Perfect. Doge married Haley, Chisel married Emily. The accident realized they both married the sisters on the same day. You know what? Good on them. They're family now. I hope they realize that. So of course, they had their marriage on the same day. Two bros getting married on the same day. 5 minutes apart because they're not gay. You know what? I need to check something real quick. Give me just a moment. Oh, I feel the need to correct myself, potentially. But I want to make sure I got the right one. Alright, disable that. Where is... You. Okay, I don't see any pronouns. For some reason, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Is chiseled one of the they thems that we have? But I can't remember. And I didn't see any pronouns on the profile. So it's like, okay, I guess I don't have to correct myself on the two bros front. But I get the feeling there's somebody who I sometimes mess up. And I want to make sure I get it right in the future. I don't go to enough anime nights to be able to remember who it is off the top of my head. But like every time it happens, it's like, oh shit. I'm basic for who you marry, but I say I'm basic, but I can't judge because you marry Sebastian anytime you play Stardew. And you married Leah as well, Lamp. Okay, okay. Good taste in women, indeed. Look. Sometimes you need yourself a cute artist girl. What can I say? And other times, you need yourself the one person in town who's got any sort of alternate style. In which case, Abigail / Sebastian is the way you should go. Because I know Sam is meant to be like the punk rock kid, but with his band, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate his hair. And he's just like average to me in terms of personality. You like how artists draw Sam more than his in-game sprite? For sure. Agreed. I don't play most games with mods Oh, actually, I can't remember the last time I did play a game with a mod, but like if there's any game that tempted me into it, if it wasn't Minecraft, it was Stardew Valley. The temptation has always been there for both of those games. For Stardew Valley, it is solely for the purposes of like respriting, because there are so many sprites in that game I just don't like. Which like it's solely because the style. Concerned Ape has a very specific style, which I'm not a huge fan of. I know a lot of people do like it because it's more grounded, but it's not my thing. But I don't like messing around with mods, so I have not cracked. You know, Gel has a Minecraft server that runs a bunch of like Pokemon mods on it. And it's like, oh man, maybe I'll join them. It'll be so cool and fun. And then like right as it started is when all of the house selling stuff happened for me. And it's like, never mind. Never mind. I don't get to have fun. You downloaded a portrait mod that came out during the time a bunch of us played a big 8-player farm, which was super cute. It had a flower interface mod. Oh, the flower interface mod sounds so cute. Mods are a pain to upkeep, especially with updates that break them. True. All right, we have looped back around to the beginning. Wait, no. Oh, sorry. That's the off vocal, not the vocal. Fuck it. We'll listen to it. Sorry, I thought we had looped back around to the beginning of the soundtrack, and it's like, oh, we didn't actually. Neat! You know, while I'm listening to this, I'm gonna take a brief moment to rest my hand and like stretch my wrist and stuff. Ooh, and get a stretch in. Ooh. Oh man, I am not looking forward to the travel that we have to do tomorrow. It's like 3 something is when our flight leaves, and we get there at like 9 something at night, and that doesn't sound bad. It's only 6 hours, but we're going from the East Coast to the West Coast, so it's not a 6-hour flight. It's like a 9-hour flight. The things I do to see my friend. I hope she knows how much we love her. It's cool. It's fine. I'm good. I'm bringing a book. I'm bringing my DS. I'm also going to nap. Surely I can survive a 9-hour flight. Oh, I really hope I can survive a 9-hour flight. I have my neck pillow too, so that should help in some ways. Oh, hell yeah. While I'm resting my hand a little bit, I am doing a bit of shopping on Steam because I want more soundtracks to listen to. So it's like, okay, I should check the store pages for different games that I like the soundtracks of. Alas, Bug Fables has an art book, but not the soundtrack. It's fine, don't worry about it. What's another good pick? Ooh, does Ghost Trick have its own soundtrack? Or is it some Capcom games have music players baked into them, but unfortunately, they don't actually have like a shuffle button or a playlist button or anything like that. It's so fucking annoying. Ooh, the Ghost Trick soundtrack is available. Final Fantasy XIV music should be good to have as stream music. I have seen other people use that as stream music before, so I know that is good. It's specifically like Final Fantasy 16 is not, but 14 is. Is that it? I know certain Final Fantasy tracks have gotten claimed before by other people, or for other people, that is. I legitimately forgot Final Fantasy 16 was a thing that exists. Oh, damn. Alright, where's my fucking cart? I have 3 soundtracks that I wish to buy. I can use the money on Steam that I have from my commission to buy these soundtracks. Alright, easy. Now I can start downloading them. Obviously, one of them needs to come first. You. 14 streams are always safe from, and Tom Mello made sure everything birds wouldn't get streamers copyright struck when Savage started. Kimono Tea Time has a soundtrack for me. Ooh, that's fun. I'm saving Kimono Tea Time because I know it's meant to be like a Christmassy game. Like it's all in the final month of December as far as I know. So I'm saving that for when it's Christmas time once more, because I feel like that'll be a fun game to play during that month. I don't normally play like Christmas related things, so Kimono Tea Time hitting that niche is very nice. Cool. The one of the soundtracks I want to listen to is done, and that's the only one I need to download, because if I get to the end of that one, then oh boy, I'm up way too late. So let's just hope I am not up way too late. I'm already yawning. God, it's midnight. How is it midnight? And I'm not even done with my flats yet. Uh-oh. Did you remember when I thought I was gonna try and finish this tonight? The only thing you've personally seen of 16 was a singular clip of it that a VTuber was playing, but wasn't relevant to the clip itself. Oh, wow. I got Final Fantasy 16 when it launched. I was really hopeful about it because the developer team who worked on it is the same developer team that worked on 14. But I found that at least in like the early game, it was missing a lot of like the Final Fantasy camp that I appreciate for older Final Fantasy games like 10 and 13. The darker fantasy setting just isn't for me, I think. But I still eventually want to go back to it just because I want to see like the full journey. But yeah, not the best time that I had in the first part of the game. Alright, I think actually now that I talk about it, my flats are done. Yippee! However, I do want to go back and add just like a little bit of detail here. It looks like more believable that the ribbon is getting tied on. So I'm just gonna... That doesn't look right. normal, grab this color, hard light. Good enough, I think. Did I make the wood color and my thing the same color? I guess I did make the wood and my lines the same color. Normally I don't make that mistake. Okay. I guess it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's just, it's weird that I did that because I normally don't do that. It seems more serious feeling. It has some silly things, but not a lot of it. Especially as I speak as someone who enjoys Final Fantasy V, which is very silly. Yeah. Still enjoyed watching 16 for what it was, and the music was great, especially the DLC. Ooh, okay. I never actually looked into the DLC because it's like, oh no, if there's story spoilers, I don't want the story spoilers because I'm actually invested in the story. But the music is good. Ooh, that's tasty. I love good music. We're almost done with the Little Goody Two Shoes soundtrack. I think this is like, what, the second to last song? Yeah, second to last. Love that 14 gave Omega Baller theme song, yeah. And that they keep using Omega for the collabs. Seeing people fight Omega in the Monster Hunter collab was wild. And a ton of fun, but wild. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do like a trick TM that I saw people talking about. It's like a way to use a soft light layer to get like soft shading, but I'm not quite sure how exactly it's meant to work. Because like that soft light does work, of course, for getting like the lighting effect. But it's like they used it for shadows instead, and I'm not sure how. But you know what? Fuck it, Weeball. I'll do it for lighting as well. Because this is meant to be like a magic item handout thing, I'm gonna try and do the rendering stuff that I was doing as a joke when I was doing the Kirby Air Ride, what was it? Is his name Jumpman? I don't remember. Starman. I used the ghost brush and then from there blended it, and I think that might be a good look for a D&D magic item. So I'm just gonna do that kind of thing and see where we turn out. Brass is pretty shiny if you let it get shiny. Like, it can tarnish easily, but as far as I know, it also polishes well. So that's my justifications for making this all shiny and pretty and cool. Does this need a consistent source of lighting? No. It's a fucking magic item handout. It just needs to look good. Okay. And then it has a built-in blender, which I want to try and use. Ooh, should I perhaps do the thing where I can like attach it on? Haha! Yes! Is this actually doing too much to it? Not really. It might be because I turned the color stretch down at some point. So what if I undo all of that? Ooh. Okay. Alright, and then now we do that. Oops, wrong button. Shoot. Okay. Nope. Now we do that from the beginning, so it's all clean for me. We put the color stretch back on. So that we need like the texture density, maybe? Oh. I'll just keep it where it is. I guess it's good that it's not doing too much because it lets me keep like the paintbrush looking thing, which is partially the point of using the gouache, however you say it, brush, because like a lot of D&D art or rendering has that like painterly look to it because it's a more like classic fantasy style, you know? Want to see if 16's OST was on Steam. It is. It's pricey as hell, but 181 songs! Holy! That's a lot of songs! My god! Is that soundtrack fully orchestrated? I don't think it is. Alright, now we've looped. So of course, if I listen to Little Goody Two Shoes soundtrack, I just bought... Take a guess. What's related to Little Goody Two Shoes? Perhaps I should be making you say, who's related to Little Goody Two Shoes? Oh, I'm so fucking funny. Anyways, Pocket Mirror. Oh man, it's great to listen to that soundtrack without it, like, literally burning my ears alive. Because it's... the audio balancing on the opening doesn't work properly. Oh yeah. You need to play Pocket Mirror still. You need free-to-play visual novels to let you have brain space for things right now. Is that the, like, My Life, Your Life? What is it called? I've seen it in my recommendeds. Is it good? Our Life. Yeah, that one. Really enjoy it. It has a lot of love put into it, and the second game should be even more improved on. Oh, I might have to take a look at it then. It got into my recommendeds after I played I Was a Teenage Exile Colonist, and it's like, ooh, if this is anything close to it, I might have to chase that high. That second game's gonna break your own early access rule. It gets the best of us. It's always gonna be one specific game that's like, oh, but I'm really excited for it. Ooh, hee hee. I need to play it now. It's very slice of life. It's like memories you go thinking back on. Okay, so not like a full central narrative. Okay, okay. Customizable main character. I enjoy a lot of the characters. Alright, well if you enjoy it, I definitely have to give it a shot. I would say, as my model artist, you have impeccable taste, you know, Evie? They're not fully voice acted, but are like awakening voice bits. There's a voice name DLC for free. Oh my gosh, that's really fun. Would you believe it's not the first time that dating sims have like experimented with being able to say, like actually say the player's name. I believe there's Tokimeki Memorial 2 and 3 had a bunch of data set aside to like being able to pronounce all sorts of different variations of people's names. I think at the time it ended up being like a waste of resources in terms of like the game storage and dev time and stuff like that, but still very cool whenever they tried to experiment with that kind of thing. And then I'm pretty sure there are others that did it from there. Like, wasn't there a 3DS dating sim that tried to do the same thing? Or was it they recognized your face? Was that the gimmick there? You do own all the DLC, you paid full price like a week or two before it went on sale. Oh, damn. Always disappointing whenever you get caught out like that. But when it comes to indie devs, I'm like far more okay with it than I am with like big devs, you know? At least me personally, I prefer that my money goes to, if I'm gonna pay full price for something, it better go to the small people who are like making passion projects and stuff like that than a corporation. Because, you know, they gotta eat too. You know, there are dating sims that have that, but it's mainly Japanese ones because the language works better around that. Yeah, yeah. You can't really take, like, the sections of the name, I don't know, Ryan, and then turn that into Riley. It sounds awkward. And like, of course, the name stuff that they already had sounds a little awkward too, but like, For example, BE can be, it can lead into Beatrice, but it can also lead into Betty. Japanese is much more consistent with how things are pronounced. So you get fewer issues with like having to account for things. I guess like it would be like roughly the same idea of like you need to record all of the different sounds and stitch them together. But it's still easier when things are more consistent. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust my pressure setting. I feel like I've had to press kind of hard. Okay, let's see how that goes. Oh, that feels so much better. Yeah. Yep. Okay. There was a moment, it was during the like Pictionary collab stream where I was getting things set up and then I accidentally hit restore defaults on my settings for my brush, not my brush, my pen and my tablet. I was able to fix a lot of the tablet stuff being registered here versus there, but the pen settings, oof, that was rough, buddy. Oh, although now I'm running into the issue where I'm like getting less of the texture that I want. I might have to fuck with it a little more. Let's try that. The dev team got a list of recommended names from Kickstarter backers for a large amount of names to have the voice actors say. Nice. You only have 2 achievements left in the beginning and it's always to get. Oh, okay. That is some dedication, huh? Achievement hunting. Yeah, what you're talking about with like they can be romantic or friends. Like, is that the case for like all of them, or is it like a specific route that you have for each one? I assume they don't have like a poly route or anything, right? I assume how you have to like pick one and then shape the relationship as you go, based on what I know about it. Don't look at your hours. Hey, you know, I don't judge. Blender. I'm just gonna like try and get like the corners here to like, I don't know, like give some depth to the lantern part is my thought. I don't want it to just be like the texture of the brush and that's it. Yeah, see, that looks kind of cool. I can like get some more of the shadows there. Okay. They can all be platonic. You can choose a relationship with them in the in-between stages rather than if you're indifferent, fond, or crush. Oh. No poly in the first game, but there is poly in the second game. Let's go. Okay. We do love to see it. There have been too many times where I've seen like relationships between fictional characters and going like, you guys, there is a perfectly workable answer right there. You could just date each other. It's always so annoying when it comes out as like, oh, well, there's only one person that you can really like. And it's like, no, actually. Like, I'm not poly. I could never do that because, like, I am the type of person where I am a little bit insecure, a little bit anxious. But that doesn't mean these fictional characters can't pull it off, you know? You have 60 hours in the demo for the second game? Evie? Oh my god! You are indeed just a little bit obsessed, huh? God damn, now I really have to try this game. I need to know what's got you so hooked on it. Once again, not from any place of like judgment, just like, whoa, that's impressive. You're busy dying in Slay the Spire 2. How is Slay the Spire 2? That's another early access game that just like exploded recently. Is it as good as the first one? But we're talking about it's our life and always or something, or is it just our life? It is a sort of like, it is a life sim, but also a dating sim. And like at least it's supposed to combine like, you know, stat raising life sim elements alongside the whole like, oh yeah, you have these characters you can date, aren't they pretty? Kya kya. Our life beginning and always. Oh yeah. I was telling Evie before that I'd seen it in my recommended after playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. And so she was telling me about the game. And I am being convinced very quickly to try it because like if she's able to put 60 hours into the demo of the second game, that goes crazy. Let's take a smaller brush here and get a little precise with it. No, I've been blurring out a lot of like the brush texture so far, but I feel like I might try to keep a little bit of it. Our life now and forever is the second after beginning and always. I see. A lot of your attachments from the extremely customizable main character, thinking of the relationships not just romantic but platonic. Yeah, I do love when dating sims have the option for platonic friendships between characters and stuff like that, because I feel like that gets overlooked so often, and the focus is just on the dating. And that means that there's all sorts of character dynamics that go completely unexplored and underutilized as a consequence. So it's always nice when that does get used properly. Like, can I just say, it is the most annoying thing when you have it set up so that way, for example, these two characters are best friends, but then like you don't have them fucking interact at all on different routes. It's like, what are we here for? Hello? Like, if you're lucky, you'll get to see them interact on one of their routes, but then like, even though they're around the other characters, you'll either see one or the other, never both in the same situation. And it's like, what the hell? Thank you, Fields of Mystery, for letting me be friends with the characters I don't marry. Agreed. I still don't know who I'm even going to marry in that game, honestly. Because, like, technically, if I'm going for the Juniper would be my bias. But, like, I do usually have a soft spot for the cute flower girl types. And also, is her name Reina? She's so cute. Alright, I need to get like some racing in. And then more of the highlight coming back. Oh, that's the blender. The base game guy doesn't appear too often in the DLC to let them have more of a spotlight and get character development. Because, like, the base game guy is the one that the first game originally wrote everything around, right? Man, I never realized how... Like, I think these are all from Egliette's area. The things we've heard so far. Yeah, Cotton Crown. I believe it's meant to be Egliette's name. So yeah, I just didn't realize how many of her tracks had like the same melody going through them. The arc is from the dev's previous visual novel as well. Oh, that's neat. I always love it when a creator is allowed to like make use of their previous work, whether it be through cameos or like through expanding on the lore, like anything like that. Like, go ahead, keep using those characters that you work so hard on, please and thank you. I say this as somebody who recycles characters all the fucking time for my tabletop games. Ha 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 ha. some of my best things I've done in tabletop have just been like transferring characters from one setting to another and then like seeing how that would like naturally change them and how I would like implement them. Like, for example, I ran like a 2-year-long game in Mage the Ascension World of Darkness. And so in my Ryutama game, my husband was making like band members for his character's backstory. And he's like, haha, wouldn't it be neat if I involved this character from that game as one of his band members? And it's like, oh yeah, that would be neat. And she's mysteriously missing, and it can be kind of like a haha, like, oh yeah, that makes sense if you know like the story, but I don't expect it to ever be relevant. Fast forward to 2 years later. 2 years later, I had like a mini dungeon set up. I say dungeon, it was more like a puzzle space. A puzzle space set up where I reused the same map for like the puzzle dungeon from the first game she was introduced. And I believe I reused the same like boss battle music. Oh, technically the boss battle music was like her sister's boss battle music because she didn't have her own special stuff. But like I reused assets and stuff from the first game to really sell the reference. And he says that's like one of his favorite sessions of the game. Yes, hello, Aika, I love her. Yeah, one of the major NPCs who's been like helping the party has been my previous player character from a World of Darkness game I played in. And I love my girl. She's great. You know, I made it a side quest where the party could like get her back together with her ex. Like technically not even ex, because like they never had an official breakup. My girl just like disappeared because she was depressed and like needed to get out of the house where her mentor was killed. Anyways, don't worry about it. But it technically didn't even have like a proper breakup. It's like, still, you want to get back with your ex? Well, now you have to hunt the ex down across like several different regions and like keep pushing her to reunite and stuff like that. And stuff. It was fun, cool, good. I got to have a cute little moment of like my girl being like, if you'd let me fall in love with you again, you know, that sort of thing. Kya. Tabletop, good. I love tabletop. The dokis. They doki. I need to stop using the mixing brush when I want the texture of the gouache brush. Gouache. Okay. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with what we have right now. I'm just trying to think. I actually don't want the dark color that I put there. I'm just thinking, like, looking at it overall, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm gonna go with like an extra layer for like some harsh highlights. Ew, that's too much. But if I start doing like harsh highlights, then I'm gonna have to do like a whole like shading layer. If you saw this in like a magic item handout, I'm sure it'd be fine, right? It still feels kind of flat. If I ever want to play our life and need help voicing how I do how to full boyfriend, it's because it's a lot of dialogue, you'd be down to help. Hey, I'll keep it in mind. Brainwords about the game are real. You're very autistic about the things you like. Can I tell? Yes, but like I'm the same way. Don't you worry. You started using an old sketchbook that you haven't used in a year or two, and it's finally almost filled because of our life. Excuse me. How come you're drawing and I haven't seen it? Hello? That needs to be fixed right now. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Okay, what if I instead do this? And I'm gonna get a little silly with it. No, this is way too dark. Would I do a little bit of like hard shading as a treat? Like, can you combine cell shading like that? Kind of, but not really. I might just leave it as it is and call that done. Looking at it some more. I messed up the shading on this. Should be like more centered like that, I think. Maybe. Honestly, I think that looks pretty good. Like it's not hitting super dark contrast values. Wait, what if I fuck around with the contrast? Shoop, whoop, whoop. That's how it is normally. So what if I just use my tonal correction and I go for like 30% more contrast? What? Posted one thing to your blue sky based on a meme, but you love and hate this character. Mainly love, fun to poke fun at him. There could be spicy makeouts as the characters get older, but you can stop them at any time as well. Okay, that's good. I like it that you basically have the chance to consent in real time. You don't want to constantly flood people with your pen doodles. But, what if I like your pen doodles? Oh, that's the meme you're talking about. The next one you should do is the one that's like, haha, I'm walking, and then you fall over and like out spills all the photos. It's like, no! Some pages get bleed because of your highlighters. That's fair. Yeah, highlighters are pretty strong. Alright, if I put this back on normal light, how does it... Oh, yeah, that's like turned into black now for the most part. Teehee, teehee. Well... Let me just grab the things I need. I'm trying to color pick so I can recreate this, but it's not going well. Don't worry about it. Put it back on soft light and all of our problems get solved. Assuming I'm on the right fucking layer. There we go. Yippee. Yippee. The second game is based in fictional Oregon towns. You hold this game like you do Gravity Falls and Life is Strange 1. You're fictional little towns, almost like your childhood. Wait, like your childhood is fictional? Or like your childhood is based off the towns? You grew up in Oregon until high school in 9th grade. Oh, I don't think I ever knew that about you. I'm learning more. Whoa. But then, yeah, I can totally understand why I'd be nostalgic then. God, is it weird whenever you see, like, your hometown or something pop up like that? Or is it just fun? Like, oh boy, yippee, I recognize it. Apparently, Fallout 4, I believe, has, like, Boston as a place you can visit and stuff in-game. And it was recreated so well that apparently you can, like, navigate Boston based, at least certain areas of Boston, based off of the sections that are available in Fallout 4. It's just fun to see Oregon being portrayed in games because you don't expect it. Well, yeah, that would make sense. I think most people don't expect games to be set in their backyard, their hometown type thing. I'm thinking. Okay, I might just leave it at that. Like, it's not perfect, but also I feel like that's good enough. for our magic item handout? I've already worked way over the time I should have allotted on this. If I was to, because with the amount that we agreed on, I really should have only put in like half the time that I actually did in order to make a decent wage. So I think I'm just gonna call it. I think that's it. I'm gonna keep all of my stuff that I workshopped off on the side, I guess, so that way they can see the process TM. I know they were watching stream when I was working on it the other day, but I would still like them to have all of my concept stuff, because the player that plays their sister is an artist, so maybe they want to try and refer to it whenever they go to actually, you know, design the fucking character. Alright, I should pull out the base colors that I used. I'm gonna do that before I actually end stream. Speaking of making good references for future artists. Yep, that's the correct brass. And brown. And then we have like the white ribbon too. There we go. Okay, and then this is actually this. And this is actually that. We'll put this from up here to be safe. I'll put you there. Okay. Right, and then actually I think this is where I changed one of the colors slightly, because that's a little eye burning. Yeah, less eye burning. Okay, so there's all of my colors there. I don't need the shading stuff anymore. Turn that back on. Okay, and now I can just move some things around. Where's that? Get rid of you, I don't need you. I do want to keep the reference image of that lantern there, just in case for the other person. Okay, yeah. So I guess I'll move this here and then just like hide it. Because they don't need to see my sketches when I send this over. Right. They just need like the color palette and then like the color testing I did. Probably. My thought is I'm gonna send two versions. One that is just focused on the item, and then one that has all the extras. So I guess you should probably just condense everything. I don't need the old sketch anymore. That's underneath all this. So I can just erase it, clean that up. Then that... The physical description that I put there for myself, that doesn't matter. Which means now I can grab all of this and just like... Oh, it's not in the same layer. There we go. Perfect. We'll even put the sketch lines. I would put it over the color. There we go. And now I can just real quick, safely... Oh wait, hang on. Can't erase outside. Aha! Yeah, I did have some parts I didn't take care of. Okay, but now it should be all clean of any of the sketch lines that I had used to construct the staff. One thing I'm just now realizing I forgot. I'm just gonna grab my ghost brush and little sparkly bit at the top here. Even be brighter if you want. Except I can't with a soft light layer, but it's fine. It's something. I will include a little note. Back. Okay. Pencil tool. Staff rotates on gear to switch focus or fusai. Top gem changes color to match. Okay, just one little extra note in there so that way it's clear that I didn't just like change up the color randomly. Okay. Then for the sake of the person looking at this in the future, just cleaning up some of these extra lines. Ah, this is one of my favorite songs in Pocket Mirror's soundtrack. It's so fucking creepy, but it's good. Okay. Alright. I think that does it. You've got my original sketch and color testing and stuff like that. You've got the final version on the left. You've got my little color splash thing there. It's not the cleanest, like you can still see like previous iterations of colors here and there, but yeah. I think this is about as done as it possibly can be. I hope I haven't fucked up the plans that the other artist had for the character design before this. Good luck matching this together. We've got green, purple, and blue, and white, and brown, and brass. You can do whatever the hell you want with it, but Godspeed, other artists that I'm dealing with. Thank you for the stretch reading, ma'am. I need that. I say I'm dealing with. I'm just passing this off to them and going, good luck, effectively. I'm never gonna talk to this person. The player asked me to make the staff, and... well, sorry, other artist. I got here first. Also, thank you for the Hydrate Redeem. Cool staff. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with how it came together in the end. I was worried I would hate it. But I think I'm good to call it here on this. I'm considering this done. It doesn't have any of the like the hard highlights that I would normally do or hard shadows, but like at this point in time, I don't think it needs it. It looks close enough to a proper handout, and that's all I need. So, alright, I'm gonna save. First and foremost, save. Good God. Whew. No lost progress here. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna start saving the different copies to hand over to the commissioner, and then that's it. I'm done. This is my last stream before vacation. For anybody who's still listening, I am not going to be streaming Saturday or Sunday this weekend, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. Then from there, we should be back to business as usual for a couple weeks, maybe not, because I know we're trying to do like effectively like a bring the cat to the place we're going to be staying next and see how she deals with it. Sleepover type thing. 1 week. So it might be 1 more week of disruptions. Oh boy. This is the chase music. There you go. So yeah, if we do the sleepover type thing, then it'll be 1 more week of stream disruptions, but it should only be like 1 day that's impacted, I believe. And then from there, we're back to normal until we close on the house. So upcoming lot of stream disruptions, but I'm gonna do my best to fit in extra streams where I can and just be around because I want to be. But thank you for the nice trip wishes. We're flying out tomorrow, like I said, 9-hour flight. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll survive, I guess. I will probably be doing another travel thread on Twitter and Blue Sky with my Bulbasaur. That's one thing I need to pack. Wait, no, I don't have my Bulbasaur. I packed away my Bulbasaur. I put all my plushies away already. Oh no, how am I gonna do my travel thing? Oh no. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I won't be doing a travel thread other than like photos that I take after all. Oh, that's like oddly disappointing. Whatever, it's fine. Good night, guys. I will see you a couple weeks from now. Thank you for hanging out with me before my trip. Bye-bye.